We're now on buy a stage. We have now gone through book a stage and build a stage. It is now time for you to buy a stage. As a speaker, you're going to be speaking on so many different stages. And one thing that people miss out on is buying stages. Now, that might sound like a very strange concept. Buying a stage? Buying a stage is where you pay to speak on someone else's stage. Usually, this is a stage that has something called sponsorships. And this is something that I didn't realize until 2022, when I had my first opportunity. And buying a stage is one of my favorite of the 3Bs because I get to pay to get on the hottest stages that has very few speakers on it, and it converts like crazy. I want you to remember that your goal is to get on 10 stages in the next quarter, in the next 4 months. And in this session, we're going to go deep into how some of those stages can actually be bought, paid for. And this is about a return on investment. Paying to speak on the biggest stages. Now, what does buy a stage even mean? It means that you're paying to play. You're paying the host to get in front of their audience. And what that can look like is two things. It can look like you actually paying to speak. You're actually a speaker on their stage, virtually or in person. Or you're buying a table, a booth at an expo or a conference. And you are an exhibitor, a sponsor exhibitor, exhibiting your services, exhibiting your products. And it's prime real estate at this event because you get to use that table to speak with all the attendees who walk past. And sometimes you get to buy both. You get to speak and you get to have a booth. Now, I didn't even know this existed until I got into the speaking business. It is like this secret circle. Very few people are willing to pay to play. And can I tell you why? Ego. Why would I pay to speak on someone's stage? What a bad way to think about this. And in this buy a stage session, I want to address two things with you before we even get into the strategy. I want to go through what the benefits of this are, and I also want to go through how people think about this opportunity. Okay? So shake it off and let me tell you how this works, this secret. Paying to play is like running ads. To run ads on Facebook, do you have to pay? Yes. To get someone to create your website, do you have to pay? Yes. And what is the benefit of paying to play? You get prime opportunities that other people do not get. You're taken more seriously. Because what happens is you get to be on the same stage as the A players in your industry. And automatically you've elevated your authority. Automatically. And you get to build relationships with these A players. It actually gives you social proof credibility. That they're an industry leader, they're an excellent speaker, you need to work with them. And the relationships that you're going to build with these hosts, because you paid for it, last years to come. The introductions, to other stages, to other hosts. And just being associated with them is worth thousands. Now, some people think you have to invest thousands and thousands to be ordered to buy a stage, and that is simply not true. You can find opportunities for as low as $500. Now, they can go up to $50,000, but you can start as low as $500. Now, I want to tell you a quick story. And this is the first buy a stage that I ever did. On the left-hand side, this was me building a stage. I was hosting Facebook challenges every month and inviting people into my group programs. And I was having a lot of fun doing it, but it was hard work. I had to market, I had to promote it, it was the same audience unless I ran ads. And I was ready to get a break, to have a break from marketing. And I said, do you know what? Wouldn't it be nice to also pay someone to just fill the room for me? Because I was paying around $5,000 on Facebook ads to film my own events, because I wanted over 1,000 registered. And I said, what if I took that advertising budget, and what if I paid to speak at someone else's event? So the first time I did it is the person on the right-hand side. Do I show up as a different person between the two photos? Now, I had long hair, I'm younger, right? I'm more fruitful. But there's a difference between the two women you see in these photos. The left-hand side was still playing it small, scared, not playing big in the speaking world, knocking onto these big stages. And the woman on the right-hand side, I rented out a studio in Ireland. I wore a green dress for the American market. It was my 30th birthday. And I'd paid over $10,000 to speak for 60 minutes on someone else's stage. I took a risk, but a calculated risk for return on investment. Do you know why I was confident with that? I had a talk that converts. Because I had built a stage and booked free stages, and I perfected it for a year. And I knew the talk converted. Does that make sense? I spoke on this stage super nervous because the Zoom was coming in from America and they're introducing me as a speaker. And I started saying, am I good enough to be on the stage? What if everyone hates me? It's very nerve-wracking being on someone else's stage, really nerve-wracking. And I had gotten very comfortable being in my box room with my black and white tartar chair and doing these types of events. And this was something different. I was in a virtual studio. I was all dressed up, makeup done and everything. And I was very, very nervous because I put money on it and it was my 30th birthday and I wanted to do my family proud. But I had a system. I perfected my talk, perfected my speaking skills, perfected my conversions. I'd put the work in. And I had this opportunity. And in 16 minutes, 100 strangers, maybe one knew who I was, were introduced to Sarah Gray. What a feeling. And what was crazy was people were saying, I'm so glad that you're on this stage. I'm so glad that I found you. And within 60 minutes, I was selling live. I made $50,000 US in an hour in my back pocket. It was nearly 2.5, 3 times the investment. It felt exhilarating because no one was doing this. So few people are buying stages. And what happened? That turned into 6 figures afterwards because they upsold into other offers. 1 hour, over 100,000. This is what happened when people saw me as a speaker. The authority. This is what happened when you have a talk that converts. This is what happened when you back yourself. This is what happened when you make decisions on return on investment. This is what happens when you get off the slope and forget about fear and just do it. People were reaching out to me after that talk saying, do you want to book or buy my stage? It snowballed. And this is where the 3B system was formed. No one's talking about this. That's why you're here. We're booking, we're building, and we're buying stages. Now, before I show you this slide, who likes Las Vegas? Who likes money? Who likes having fun? So I promised myself that I was going to travel the world more and have some fun. And my husband and I, we wanted to go to Las Vegas to play some blackjack and lose some money. Okay? Now, neither of us drink alcohol. If you can, don't show the slide now. Neither of us drink alcohol. And we have to go to the cinema, do casino to have fun, right? Because we don't go to pubs, we don't drink. So we said, let's go to Las Vegas. And we were eating, gambling, having so much fun. And on the final day, I had bought a stage. Now, this stage only cost me $5,000. And it was going to be in front of 40 people. $5,000 in front of 40 people. I made $74,000. Do you think that paid for the flights and accommodation? And the money I lost gambling? Yes. How amazing would it be to buy stages and travel? And small rooms work. You can see the selfie of me here. Small group of us, less than 40 people. And what's interesting is there's a man actually in that photo in the pink shirt on the right-hand side, Jay. And he actually had me on his summit only 2 months ago. So it just is this full circle. Right down circle. It's a full circle. Are you getting this? And can I tell you something else crazy from that talk? I met the owner of this event, and he has introduced me to over 10 new speakers who've bought sponsorship on my stages. This is a snowball effect. 5,000 investment to a small room. I get to go to Las Vegas, have a great time with my husband, and buy a stage and make money. The relationships that happen when you do this, the speaking opportunities, the referrals, it is just exhilarating. And what I want to talk to you about is going deep now into the 2 types of stages to buy. So one is sponsor speaker. This is where you're actually going to be speaking, virtually or in person. Guys, sometimes it can be 10 minutes. Sometimes you might get an hour. Okay? And usually, you're able to make a free offer. So a free offer to your event, a free offer to download your freebie, a free offer to book a call with you. On the other side is you don't speak and you just have a sponsor table. Exhibitor. For example, this could be a trade show, industry event, conferences, business events. And these are very powerful. I have a client recently who's a dental business coach who's able to pay $500 to be the only business coach in a room of 200 dentists. What a beautiful buy a stage. Now, how are you going to find stages to buy? It is similar to book a stage. The biggest thing I'll say to you is this is all about community. You will not buy a stage unless you're part of a community. Communities like mine. And this is how you're going to find stages to buy. The first one is your network. You're going to want to have a network of other hosts. Okay? For example, I have a business friend, Laurie Burrows, based in the UK. I'm the first person that she goes to because I buy stages from her. I bought 2 stages in the past 6 months, and I get to go to London, go to a show, speak at her event for around $5,000, close some clients, have a good time. Nicola, who's a client of mine, I met at Laurie's event. I'm now speaking at one of the biggest business festivals in the UK this summer. John Penbury from AdCon. I spoke at his event in London. Can I show you this in London? I was in London. Is the carpet the same in these 2 photos? Can you tell it's the same carpet? I bought 2 stages at the exact same hotel 2 weeks back to back. Aren't I a smart cookie? Do you know how many people I was speaking in front of between the both of them? Close to 1,000. Do you want to be a smart cookie? Everyone over here is hustling to get clients, not filling their events, not closing clients, doing it the hard way. How many of you want to be smart about this? I want fast results, easy results. And I got to go to London and I got to see Moulin Rouge. It was amazing. Went to have beautiful food, stayed in a beautiful hotel, spoke on 2 big stages. I got over 500 people on my email list, closed amazing clients. It was just unbelievable. So it's from your network, clients, business friends, communities that you're a part of. Who needs to build their network in a big way? Prioritize building your network. But why should they have you in your network? Because you have your own stage. You're bringing something to the table as well. I built the stage first and said, look what I have. What do you have? Let's talk. Then you go to events. You go to events of your competitors, you go to events of industry events, industry conferences, and you see if you can get a spot at the next event. I'm buying stages, literally, some are happening in 18 months. And you're wondering, why now? That's because the speaker format, you got to book things months in advance. And the final one is groups. You got to be part of masterminds, speaking groups, industry groups. And the final one that you can do, and we're going to have some fun. I want you to type into Google right now. Get Google out, get your phone out. And we're going to look for some industry events. Let's get Google out. Get your phone out and let's search Google. Do you have Google open? Now, what I want you to type in is your niche and the word trade show. So business trade show, health and wellness trade show. Put in the year and the country. So business trade show 2024 UK. Wellness trade show 2024 USA. So guys, it may not be mindset, it may not be leadership, you might go broader. But if we could all look up business trade show, work smarter, not harder, and you will find trade shows and conferences where you can sponsor. Now, the question always is how many buy stages should I do? I think 1 a quarter is a good idea. Because I'll say to you, you have to track this. And what's really funny is some stages that I think that didn't go very well. I'm not sure if they liked me. And they're the ones who buy the most afterwards, which I just find really funny. Now, we're going to go through how to profit from this as well. So don't worry about that. But what I will say to you is 1 a quarter is a good idea to buy a stage. It is going to be part of your marketing budget. Now, if you're scaling to your first 6 figures, it might be that in the next 12 months, you might budget 10,000. Okay? In the next 12 months. You might budget 5,000. Just do your first one. Right? Just do your first one. And this is the key to it. Your other speaking gigs are going to fund this. So I always build a stage first, book a stage first, close some clients, and then I can use some of that to invest in a bigger stage. Some people don't buy a stage at all. They just use the other 2 Bs, and that's okay. You get to decide. If the right opportunity comes up, you take it. Have I said no to stages before? Yes. People are always asking me. I got 2 messages on Facebook, and it's great. They're now coming to me saying, I got an opportunity for literally next week, but I'm not going to be there. It's in London next week. I'm not going to be available. But I always look at a couple of things. I look at how many speakers. Will I be the only one on that topic? How many people will be there? What % of my ideal clients? How long am I talking? What offer can I make? What results have other people made? And how much is it? I like to always at least double my money. But it might take me 3 months to double it. Sometimes it's instantly, sometimes it takes some follow-up. But I always want to make sure I double it. Now, the lessons from this. Sometimes you have to invest to get the big payday. that you're looking for. When I close over 50,000 straight away in 60 minutes, I had to invest in that. I don't know, does everyone think that this is magic or something? It takes investment. Like you invest in yourself. That's what it takes to have a speaking business. Now, let's go through the profit of this. So let's say you have a $5,000 offer and you get to speak. So you're buying a stage for 30 minutes and there's 100 people in the room. You want to get at least half of them to join, let's say, a free event. So usually my strategy is I speak at one event and I invite them to my event. Sometimes I invite them just to a sales call. And you'd want to convert around 15% of those, so 8 sales. That's 40,000. So I'd be willing to spend up to 20,000 for that stage. And how crazy is this? You could buy a stage and it fills your stage, your build a stage. This all works together. The 3 B's work together. Book, build, and buy. Book, build, and buy. Book, build, and buy. Book, build, and buy. You're speaking, making an impact, and every time you speak, you're closing clients. And do you know what I love about this? I don't have to worry about building my audience. I don't have to worry about where the sales are going to come from. I don't have to worry about having a big team. My team is tiny. I don't have to have these big expenses because I know if I speak, I close clients. Now, I want to bring this all together in what I call the speaker sales sprint. Let's say your offer is 5,000 and you focus on 10 stages. 10 stages in the next quarter, in the next 4 months. And let's say that you booked 5, you built 3, and you bought 2. And everyone's different. You might buy 1, you might book 7. And imagine getting in front of 400 people. 400 people hearing you speak. How amazing would that be? 60 sales calls. Flooded with sales calls. And they are the hottest sales calls. Do you know why? They heard you speak. They resonated with your story. They resonated with your message. They want what you have. They want your solution. And they booked a call because they loved what you said and it resonated with them. They're ready there with their credit card. You can make over 100,000 from this, from 10 stages. So what are you going to do? Didn't you say to me that a big issue was not enough people are hearing your message? Did you say that to me? Lisa? Sarah? Was that the issue? David? Angie? Is that the issue? And when they do hear your message, they're not converting. Well, I just solved that. It's solved. Who's going to buy a stage? Let me know. Who's going to buy a stage? Love this, that's hot. That's struck right now. Who's going to work smart? Who's going to buy a stage and back themselves? Build it first, book it first. Make sure it converts. That one talk. Make sure it converts. Make sure it converts. I will. I have bought a stage. I will, for sure. Guys, we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end. We've less than an hour and a half left. Whose head is bursting with excitement to actually do this system. Build, book, and buy. This is the most exciting thing you're going to see there in the market. It brings it all together. Type build, book, and buy into the Zoom chat right now. That's going to be your life. I'm so excited to speak my mission, impact the world. Positive tension. I'm getting excited for all of you. Build, book, and buy. Woohoo! You're in on the secret. You're in a secret community. And as founding members, I'm going to knock your socks off over the next 4 months. Triple Bs. Inspiring. Well, Sarah, it's time for you to inspire others. Don't sit on this. Because you're the ones in the sprint who are going to get the opportunities. You got to be in the right room, the right community, with the right system for you to grab the right opportunities. Give me a yes if that makes sense. I want to have the right offer, the right messaging, the right audience, the right talk, the right speaking strategy, the right sales strategy. And the next 4 months, you will not know your business. Now, what we're going to do, we're on a small break before the final session. We're on a small break for the final session. I'm doing some of it already, and I'm getting 0 results. I'd rather have great results, be more motivated and excited so that I can really lead my ideal clients. Exactly, Marina. People are trying to do it, but not getting results. The biggest issue. 99% are not getting results. Type in science. There's a science to this. Guys, I'm a complete geek. Chess is my favorite sport. I'm playing in a chess competition in Ireland next month. I'm starting a bridge club for the residents in old folks' home near me. I'm a geek. I figured out the science of this and I'm giving it to you on a plate. And it suits every type of niche, every type of business stage. People like Kim use it. People who are brand new use it. And I'm going to give you the science.